In the heart of the Thala Confederation, a fragile alien race known as the Crenari had long lived under the oppressive shadow of the Zarnak marauders. The Crenari, a peaceful and artistic species, thrived on their lush homeworld, Krina Prime, creating intricate works of art and music that resonated with the harmony of their souls. But this harmony had been shattered time and again by the Zarnaks, who raided their settlements, looted their resources, and enslaved their people. For centuries, the Crenari had begged the Galactic Council for aid, but their pleas were met with apathy or excuses. The Crenari were too weak, too unimportant, or too remote to warrant intervention. Desperate and on the brink of extinction, the Crenari sent out one final call for help, a message broadcast into the vastness of space, hoping against hope that someone, anyone, would answer. That call was intercepted by the humans of the Sol Federation. Captain Elena Markov of the SSS Resolute leaned forward in her command chair, her sharp blue eyes scanning the transmission. The image of a frail Crenari elder flickered on the holographic display. His delicate features, adorned with bioluminescent patterns that dimmed with his exhaustion, conveyed a deep despair. "Please," the elder begged, his voice trembling. "We do not wish to fight. We only wish to live. If you have the strength to aid us, we will forever be in your debt." Markov turned to her crew. "Thoughts?" Commander Raj Patel, her first officer, frowned. "The Zarnaks are no joke. They got a fleet that rivals some of the Council's smaller powers. If we get involved, it'll be a fight." "And the Crenari?" Elena pressed. "They're unarmed. No military to speak of," Patel replied. "They'd survived this long by paying tributes and hiding. If we don't step in, they're finished." Markov stood, her jaw set. "Then we step in. Humanity knows what it's like to face extinction. We fought our way back from the brink. If the Council won't protect the Crenari, then we will." When the Resolute arrived in Crenari space, they found devastation. Entire villages lay in ruins, and the Zarnak fleet loomed ominously in orbit, preparing for another raid. The humans wasted no time. With precision and firepower, the Resolute and her escort frigates descended upon the Zarnak ships, outmaneuvering and overwhelming them. The marauders, unaccustomed to organized resistance, fled into the void, leaving the Crenari stunned and grateful. Elder Larak, the same Crenari who had sent the distress call, bowed deeply before Captain Markov when she descended to the planet's surface. "You have saved us, Captain. We are in your debt." Markov shook her head. "This isn't over. The Zarnaks will be back, and next time, they'll come with greater numbers. You need to be ready." Larak's bioluminescent patterns flickered with anxiety. "We are not warriors, Captain. We do not know how to fight." "You don't have to be warriors to defend yourselves," Markov said. "We'll teach you." Over the next several months, the humans of the Sol Federation embarked on a monumental task, teaching the Crenari how to defend themselves. The Resolute became a floating academy, and its crew served as instructors, engineers, and mentors. They started with the basics, showing the Crenari how to build fortifications and operate simple defensive weapons. The Crenari were quick learners, their natural dexterity and keen minds allowing them to adapt rapidly. They absorbed human tactics and strategy, applying their own unique insights to enhance them. The humans, in turn, learned to appreciate the Crenari's creativity, which often led to unconventional solutions. One such moment came when Lieutenant Maria Chen, a weapons specialist, was demonstrating how to modify a plasma turret. A young Crenari named Halin, whose bioluminescent patterns glowed with excitement, proposed a design alteration. "If we route the energy through this conduit," Halin suggested, "it will increase the weapon's efficiency." Chen raised an eyebrow. "That shouldn't work, but let's try it." To everyone's astonishment, Halin's modification not only worked but doubled the turret's firing rate. "Halin," Chen said, grinning, "you might have a future as an engineer." The partnership between humans and Crenari deepened as they worked side by side. Bonds formed and cultural exchanges flourished. The Crenari shared their art and music, which left the humans awestruck. In return, the humans introduced the Crenari to Earth's history and resilience, from ancient battles to the unyielding spirit of survival that defined humanity. One evening, around a makeshift campfire on Krina Prime, Elder Lorak listened as Captain Markov recounted the story of Earth's world wars and the hardships humanity endured during the Great Collapse. You suffered so much, Lorak said, his patterns dimming with sorrow, yet you survived. How? Markov's gaze turned toward the stars. Because we refused to give up. No matter how dark it got, we kept fighting. And now, we'll make sure you have that same chance. The Zarneks returned sooner than expected, bringing a fleet 3 times the size of their previous force. But this time they faced a united front. The Crenari, armed and prepared, stood alongside their human allies. As the Zarnek ships descended into the atmosphere, they were met with a barrage of plasma fire from ground-based turrets. Crenari fighters, piloted by their people with human co-pilots, swarmed the enemy fleet. The humans' advanced tactics and training transformed the Crenari into a force to be reckoned with. In the heat of battle, Halpin, now a squadron leader, led a daring strike against the Zarnak flagship. With his modified fighter, he weaved through enemy fire, delivering a payload that disabled the ship's engines. The flagship spiraled out of control, crashing into the barren plains below. The Zarneks, realizing they had underestimated their opponents, fled once more. This time they left behind shattered pride and a lingering fear of the alliance they had inadvertently forged. After the battle, the Crenari celebrated their first victory in centuries. The humans were hailed as heroes. Captain Markov reminded them that the true heroes were the Crenari themselves. "You've proven that you're more than capable of standing on your own," she said. "We were just the spark, you're the flame." Elder Lorak clasped her hands, his bioluminescence glowing brighter than ever. "Captain Markov, you and your people have given us more than just protection. You've given us hope. From this day forward, the Crenari and humanity are bound by an unbreakable bond. We are not just allies, we are family." Decades later, the alliance between the Crenari and humanity became a cornerstone of galactic stability. The once fragile Crenari now stood tall, their military prowess matched only by their unwavering dedication to peace. And in the annals of both their histories, the day humans taught the Crenari how to defend themselves was remembered not as an act of charity, but as the beginning of a lifelong friendship that would shape the galaxy for generations to come.